beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to try. We're gonna try out Ready to Love. Okay, we're gonna see how it feels because again, the preview look a little juicy. Look like it's gonna be a little drama and not so much about the dating. Like I don't even care about if they're ready to love or not because half the time it's bullshit and we know that. So it is what it is. But question, are they staying in the house together? I know I'm a end up learning as I watch. But right now, I'm watching it with you guys. So the second episode I haven't seen yet. So I'm gonna watch it as I go and give my like honest commentary as I see it. I can say that so they met up somewhere for brunch, I guess, and Tommy comes in and lets them know that they're going from 14 to 18. So they bring in two beautiful women, and then one of the chocolate girls. I don't know their names or them at all. I can say that this is a good looking cast of women so far. Like I can't really remember these people yet, you guys. The men I have to look at again. I don't remember any one of them standing out. Like, oh my God, he's like the most handsome or whatever. But I mean, I'm sure there's some handsome guys in there. But they have the two women come in. One of the chocolate girls, pretty girl, is, talking about how the other chocolate girl is pretty. She comes in with the same color on and she's smiling though. So hopefully there'll be no hate because trust me, there is more than enough room for all the chocolate sisters. Okay, it's all right. And they're both very pretty girls. Then they bring out the two guys and I'm like, damn it, they got the short end of the stick. I'm like, the ladies got the short end of this stick for sure. I'm sorry. Nothing against these men, but it didn't have the same effect as the women when they came out. I'll just say that. So, I mean, maybe they're nice people on the inside. I said I'm going to try to be nicer in doing this show and not just be dragging people and calling them different names and everything. Although dating shows, we are here to critique looks and behavior and attitudes and all of that. But I don't have to be so harsh with it. So I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I'm just getting to the part where the men came out and I literally out loud, I was just like, women got the short end of the stick. But like I said, could be decent guys. Let's see. All right, y'all. Here we go. Sorry. Here's a little bit of the critique. So the one woman that was on the bottom last week, I can't remember her name, but I think they said she's like 33 or 34, something like that. She looks super old. Like I would have never guessed she was in her early 30s. Um, Again, I'll tell y'all her name when I get to it, but I didn't see it. And then the guys, one of the guys that was on the bottom, his name is it Justin? I know I keep thinking about Justice from last season. Justin, something with a J, and he has this haircut, and I very strongly disagree with it. I don't like it. Some kind of mohawk thingy or whatever, and I'm like, sir, you're too old for that. It's not cute. I'm sorry, it's just not. And then the other guy they showed, the chocolate guy who has the curls for the girls, I guess, a little bit, and then he got like this one curly thing in the front of his head. Fuck is you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Who likes that? He is leaving here with no love. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, because if any of these women get with this man with this thing in the front of his head, girl, get somebody else to do it. All right, so the guy with the curly Q, his name is Andre. Ugh. That's my brother's name. Don't give him a bad name. Like his whole hairstyle, once they showed it, I feel like he has somewhat of a mohawk with a curl in the front too. It's just not good. It's just not good. And then we have Jonique. I think they said she's 30. She looks way older than 30. But she got like a hey y'all, what's going on with you type of slang. We just gonna leave it at that. Cynthia, they one of the other guys come up to them and Cynthia's talking to him and she's like, "Oh hey, I see you got your chest all out," and I'm like, "Girl, you do too." They could have definitely said the same thing to you, but would that have been wrong if he'd have been like, "You too," because her shit's all the way out, like it's all out. Okay, y'all. So we have the new guy speaking, and he actually speaks like he really is looking to settle down or to at least be serious with someone for right now. I don't know if he wants to get, ready to get married. I think he's 34, but he speaks like someone who is actually serious. So we're going to give him, a little time. He said he's not a player. He's talking to this woman, can't remember her name. I'm going to get the names, y'all. but she got this curly hair or whatever in, and they go and sit down, and the first thing she says is something about finances, and she's talking about being spoiled, and he said something to the effect of being worthy of being something like that. And she's just like, why do I have to show you that I'm worthy of being spoiled? Like, honestly, as soon as she started talking, I'm like, oh, sir, get up, run from her. Because this is not even a conversation that you all should be having right now. Like, ma'am, why are you having a conversation with this man about spoiling you and he don't even know you? Like, why is that a huge deal right now? Yeah, very shallow. And he was in the confessional saying she was giving gold digger, and I have to agree. Whatever her name is, she needs to go. All right, so the woman that was put on the bottom last week, her name was Z. She's 34, and she's the one that looks very old to me in the face. She has the cutest freckles on her nose, though, so there's a positive. And she's not an ugly girl. She just looks, way older than 34. But anyway, she's doing the kiss of death in this show that some people do, some people don't do. When you're put on the bottom and you end up staying, you are now focused on everybody not liking you. And as you go around speaking to everyone, you want to know, what did I do wrong? Did you not like me? Did he not like me? Like, who didn't like me? And so all the men are pretty much voicing their concern about the fact that she's not even the same person before. I'm like, shoot, I ain't even like her before. Yeah, I'm really not gonna like her now. But like they felt like she had some spunk or whatever before, and now it's just total. Who didn't like me? Like, why was I set on the bottom? What was I doing? Like, she's just drilling everybody about this whole thing, and it's a turn off. So she might be going home. Okay, so next up we have Jeffrey. She's 34. No, she's 37, I think. And she really likes Andre. And Andre went and sat down next to her, and she's just like, "Oh my God, I had to look for you." And he's like, "Oh, but don't forget. Whenever I'm with you, I don't see anyone else." And I'm like, what is that?" Like, and she's like, "Oh my God, yes." And suddenly, new girl Cynthia comes to sit down, and she wants to speak. Is that Cynthia? Oh, it could be the other girl. I think it's Cynthia. I don't know. But the new girl comes sit down, and Jeffrey is just totally thrown off her game. Like, she's so upset that somebody else is here that she has to get up and walk away. Like, she cannot hide the expression on her face. So she gets up and she's just like, "If Andre is my man, then we will be together." And I'm like, how long have you known Andre? Y'all know each other? Because how is that your man? I understand meeting somebody, having a connection, and feeling them, but it kills me when these women on this show meet somebody and then just zero in on one person like, this is my guy. They don't even understand how that will get you off the show super fast. It really will. Like, if you're not feeling anyone else and you just keep zooming in on this one guy with this hair that's doing what I don't even understand. Yeah, that's the quickest way to get taken off the show. And I don't even think he cared that she got up and walked away. So okay, y'all. So Fabrice is one of the two men that came in late, and he's 44. He's a black Haitian man that lives in America, he says. He's a designer, and he's just told this woman that he knows how to cook. He looks way older than 44. Like, honestly, he looks way older than 44. I have someone that I work with that I believe he just made 44. When I tell you he looks like a baby, like a complete and total little boy, and this man looks like one of the people that could be living in the senior living facility. Listen, he's not a bad looking man. He's just an older looking man. He looks older than 44. Could be a great guy. What's the guy with the mohawk? Still haven't gotten his name yet, but they did show him. He got the cutest little dimples, but his mannerisms and everything, it's giving, I'm not gonna like any of these women. None of the women. And again, I'm not mad at that. I don't care. Like what you like. However, I just don't think he's going to like the women. Oh my God. So now we're back with, what's her name, Jerry or Jenny or something like that. And she's talking to Fabrice, and he's talking about tattoos. And you might get to see the one on my back one day. And she's like, "Oh, oh my God, oh my God." Y'all, the way this girl laughed and like the way she speaks, I can't take her seriously. I really kind of want her to stay just so that I can keep hearing like this voice in this way. Uh, y'all watched it, right? Y'all seen her. Am I crazy? All right, y'all. Now we're doing this group date with 5 men and 2 women. So far, Cynthia's the first one to get there, and um, when she sits down, the guy Andre is just smiling or whatever, looking at her, and she's in the confessional like Andre had this, and I knew she was just, I just knew she was gonna be like this thing hanging on his head that looks a hot mess, but no, 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 no. She said he has these mischievous eyes, and she just knew he was coming for her, and I'm like, how do you get past this curly Q in the front of his head? Y'all. Okay, guys, I just wanted to jump back on real quick to talk about the date so far. Sorry about the ring. My baby just left. Um, so they are like really interrogating the girl Cynthia. She was the only woman there for a while, and they're like, "What type of man do you like?" One of them asks the short guy that's kind of stocky. He's a nice looking guy. He asks, who at this table is your type? And she was like, everybody's my type. And they were just like, oh, nah. And then she explained herself very well. She carried herself very well, I have to say. She explained that, you can't really go off looks. Basically, you can't take the package, like you can't take people at face value. You have to like get to know them and see. And then they're asking, do you like light eyes? Do you like dark skin, light skin? Same answer. Like she's like, basically she has no preference. She just likes people and men. And I'm like, you gotta like just anybody if you like Andre with that curl. But the guy that asked the question, she did end up saying that she liked tall men, and I was like, oh, that just kind of knocks you out. I'm sorry, buddy, that knocks you out. And I like tall men too. However, I have gone out with a couple of short guys, and he is like my type in terms of the stockiness or whatever. Like, yeah, his body is okay. But here comes the other girl, and she was the other girl that came in with her, the one that has like that little bit of ghetto twang to the way she speaks. So we'll see what happens with her. Oh Lord, y'all. Jonique, that's her name. 30 years old. So she's not a baby, but she's still young. She gets there and she's just like, you know what? It seemed like it was a vibe already going on when I got here. So, I ain't like that because I felt like if it was just me, then I wouldn't have been able to get there. And I'm like, then damn it, get there earlier. How about that? How about that? The girl Cynthia got there earlier or on time, so she had more time with them. So what you mad about? So she sit down and she like, y'all seem like y'all was having fun, and they ask her what her type is. So I stopped it there. I'm gonna try to stop stopping it, y'all, but I don't even want to forget stuff. And like she honestly had an attitude because she showed up a little bit later. Or, I mean, we don't know. Maybe she had a different call time than Cynthia and it was done by design. We don't know. But the thing is, don't be blaming the girl Cynthia. It ain't her fault. All right, y'all. So we finishing up this date with the men asking, again, asking what's her name, Jonique or whatever, her preference. She doesn't have a preference. They asked if she would. Oh no, she does. She likes chocolate men. She prefers. But they asked her would she date an ugly guy, and she said she would, and she has, and she's like, I would say that they're not the norm, what society would call handsome or whatever, but they had qualities that I liked. And then she's like, and I don't even care, like as long as I like them, I'm the only person that have to like them anyway. And I don't know why we do so much of like why we getting so much feedback from Andre on everybody. Like we're really not hearing from a lot of these men in the confessional on what they're thinking about these women. Like it's a lot of Andre. And he's just like, oh, she's sassy and this and that or whatever. And she said she would date an ugly guy, and I believe her. And she had two guys walk into her car, the short, stocky guy and the guy with the mohawk. So she said she loves chivalry. I do too. Like, ain't nothing wrong with, a gentleman. I love it. We also spoke with Cynthia about being submissive because she's very independent. Can she date an alpha male? She said, yes, absolutely. I'm a single parent of two. So, yeah, I can't just have people come in playing with me. And I get it. I was a single mom. I mean, her dad is in her life, but still we weren't together. So, single mom of one. It's so funny because I just had this conversation roundabout with somebody, I think yesterday, about how I'm very alpha. I'm very, very out, like super independent and everything. And I learned over time that I have to let the people lead. Like I have to let the man make certain decisions or whatever. And now I actually like it. Like I'm at a point where I love my feminine side. I love being soft. I love being able to be the girl. I love, I would have men before be like, oh, don't pick up that case of water. I got it. And I'm so used to doing it. And I'm just like, move. Like I got, but no, like, no, I want to be softer. That's who I am. So I feel her. You can't be that way with everyone, unfortunately, because some men don't know how to take the lead. And It's not. It's a turnoff. Sorry, I like alpha men, which is probably why I'm not married. Like sometimes what you like and prefer is not what's best for you. But I just feel like anyone that can't lead and have a slightly aggressive situation where I don't have to be in control and you know how to just automatically take control, I'm gonna walk all over you, but I'm gonna consider it weak and I'm not gonna like you. It just is what it is. So I get her, and I actually think I like Cynthia. All right, so I've decided after watching Andre walk Cynthia to her car and listen to the conversation, and he's always giving out like lines. I cannot stand guys who give out lines, and I let him know right away. Oh my God, that's a line. He does that all the time, and I don't like it. He doesn't seem genuine to me. I don't. Listen. Again, could be a great person in real life. So when I say I don't like these people, I don't know them, but I don't like his character. I don't like how he's coming off. Mm-mm. All right, you guys, we got the old lady looking Z. She meets up with, I think his name is Blake. Blake is actually 44. And he's the one with the mohawk that's not gonna like any of the women. And yeah, of course he's not liking her because he's picking up right away on her awkwardness. She's very awkward. She seems to suffer from anxiety, which okay, we get it. Like a lot of people suffer from anxiety. But she is hella awkward. Like she just can't get her bearings in terms of just having a regular date and talking and just being normal. And it's kind of off putting to him. Also, don't know what she has on. What the hell is that? She has on like a silk skirt that comes to her knees and bustier type of it don't look good. Girl, she make wrong decisions, wrong choices. All right, so Z and Blake ain't gonna happen, and I can't even say it's her fault. He really was conducting this like an interview. He's like, "So tell me about you. What is it that you want me to know about you?" Like basically, like, "Tell me why you want the job. Why would you be the best candidate for it?" And I'm like, like you don't have just regular conversation. Let it just flow. And so yeah, she wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling it either. And I feel like there's a problem with that when you just come out the gate asking people like interview type questions, then what's going on with your conversation skills? Something's wrong with that. Then we have short cocky, don't know his name, with some girl, I don't know her name, and they not putting names up here enough for me, y'all. I just they didn't put their name up there unless I totally missed it. But they're also on a date, and they seem to be hitting it off. Short and cocky seems to really want to date and really want to hit it off with somebody. And the girl is saying how she was a problem child. She got kicked out of a bunch of different elementary schools. And I'm like, damn, we went all the way back to elementary. All right, so we end the date with them, Z and Blake or whatever, both saying in the confessional how they weren't feeling each other. Fine. Blake is talking about how he was really having to pull teeth or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you didn't tell her anything unless they just didn't show it. Like, what did she learn about you? But anyway, they didn't like each other. And the other guy, short, stocky, his name is Tony because she said her name, his name, but they didn't say her name. They didn't put it up there. He didn't say her name, but I actually like them together. I think they're cute. And I feel like they have a connection. He prayed with her. They actually held hands and prayed over the food. And I kind of like him. I like Tony. So yeah, we'll see where that leads to. But when they got up to walk out, I totally disagree with her outfit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Those polka dot pants with the ruffles at the bottom, and she's a cute girl. Didn't like the outfit, but it's fine. So yeah, moving on. All right, so then we have the guy Mark Anthony comes in, and he's the one. He apparently he's Haitian too, and both of these guys were the ones that came later. And Marsha is the one that was with Tony, the short, stocky guy, who I could totally call him a nickname, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to give them nicknames this year. But she's talking about how he has a nice butt, and a lot of the ladies feel like they didn't really see him before, but they see him now. He has the spiky hair, which I don't like. I just like clean cut or bald. But he says he's not intimidated by all the women. Z, which is the old face lady, she is asking a lot of questions, and I'm just like, girl, calm down. You're about to go home. No one likes you. That's mean. That's mean, y'all. I didn't mean that. The guy Fabrice, the 44-year-old that looks 54, I don't like him here because I just feel like he's out of place. He looks too old. Even though he's the same age as the guy named Blake or whatever, he looks so old that he just doesn't. Maybe him and old lady face should get together and just go off into the sunset. So one of the ladies, I can't remember her name, that was the chocolate lady who had something to say about Cynthia when she came. She said that all of her boyfriends so far has been Haitian, and they were just like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Girl, obviously you're still looking for love, so you in the same boat as me. Like your type just isn't working out for you, so you may want to leave these two guys alone." All right, so the guy Fabrice is constantly talking about sex, basically, and whoever he's with gotta have a healthy appetite for sex because he worked for Giorgio Armani in Paris, and it's very sexual, and he's dated everybody on the rainbow, and just ugh. And so Jeffrey was like, oh no, like everything he talks about is like sex, and I'm like, oh no, yeah. Even though I make fun of her, I do like the fact that her name is Jeffrey, and it's spelled Jeffri. I think that's cute. But she was so turned off. I'm not mad at that because ugh. And then he in the confessional was saying how he's doing it on purpose. I like to bring up sex. I like to see who's comfortable with themselves. And it has nothing to do with being comfortable with yourself. It's just a matter of why are we talking about this right now? Like, why is that the most important thing to you right now? He's just giving old man creep vibes. But there's a lady named Sue Ann. And yep, her name is Sue Ann. And she's 39 and she happens to like him. She said, she told the group about how when she was younger, she thought she was really getting it. However, she wasn't. And now that she's older, she's more horny and she feels like she is because she knows what she's doing now. And so she needs to get it, I guess, and show people that she's on her shit. And I'm like, okay, girl. But in the confessional, she said that she wants to get to know him because he is talking like an international zaddy. And I'm like, ugh, that did it for you? That did it for you? Like, it's so crazy the different types of people. Like, there really is somebody for everyone, apparently, because I would look at him and be like, who likes you? Same as with the guy Andre with the curly Q in the front of his head. Who likes you? Blake with the grayish Bob, not Bob. What do you got? Mohawk or whatever. Who's liking that? But there's somebody for everybody, so it is what it is. All right, so we're wrapping this group date up, and we see that we hear that Mark Anthony is in school for piloting, and one of the girls, I think her name is Mercedes, she likes him, and they had like a little connection because she's a flight attendant. So while they're asking him questions, she's kind of answering, and he's like, "Well, yeah, because you're a flight attendant." And then they talk about how they link, and then of course we get to hear how they kind of like each other. So okay, that's cute. All the girl, well, I won't say all of them, but most of the women are very put off by what's his name, Fabrice, and his sex talk because it's constant and it's creepy. So I'll be glad that next week, hopefully, he's going home. But this week the men are in control, so it's a woman going home. It's probably gonna be Z or Jonika or whatever her name is, Joynika, whatever her name is. But we'll see. All right, so it's time to sit down with Tommy, and Tommy is asking about the date the two new men had with the women, and Mark Anthony says it was a great date. Fabrice talked a lot about sex, and he just needs to pump the brakes on that a little bit. Fabrice, of course, was like, "It was a wonderful date, and I would just do all of my dates like this if possible. I just love these dates," and I'm like, ugh. Then we talk about how the two new women did with the guys, and Andre, because he's the only one that be speaking up, Jesus, he's talking about how Cynthia is, she's nice, she seems like she's a good girl and she's ready. Little stocky guy, oh no, his name is Tony says how he likes Jonique or whatever, around the way girl. We already had around the way girl, we can't have around the way girl number 2, but he likes her and he wants to know more about her. So great. It seems like maybe those two girls are safe this week. All right, so in deliberation, we find out that quite a few of the men like Morgan. Morgan is the chocolate one that said something about the chocolate Cynthia when she came in. And apparently, yeah, her name is Morgan. I like her lips, you guys, the way she outlines her lips. She kind of looks like a brat style. So Morgan, what's his name? Tony, the short, stocky guy. He said he liked her initially. However, he likes Marcia. Yeah, so I guess her name isn't Marcia, it's Marcia. So he's like, I got a problem. Tommy's like, pop your collar. And I'm like, dude, it's not a problem. It's a dating show. You can like more than one person. It's okay. But again, I feel like he's ready for real to love. So I think he's, just a little torn. We do find out that both of the guys with the pretty eyes, Blue and I can't remember the other one, they both like Jeffrey. They both like her. And that's fine. And then Andre chimes in because why not? Why the fuck wouldn't he? Because all he does is talk and give his input. And he says, oh my God, if Jeffrey's a wife. If you are really ready to settle down, she would be the one. And I'm like, if you don't shut your face with that curl in the front of your goddamn head, we don't want to hear it. Like, we don't want to hear what you think about every single person. He irritates my soul, y'all. Yeah, so we're finding out who they like, and now it's time to find out who they don't like. And of course, I haven't seen it yet, but y'all, I just know Z is about to be on the bottom too. I don't know if she's gonna be sent home or not, but ain't nobody feeling her. All right, so the women that they were not feeling, main one they kept saying was Corvea. Corvea is the gold digger. She is our resident gold digger because apparently she told one of the other guys that, if you have a roommate, then no, you're not for me because that means that you don't have enough money to live alone. And I'm like, this girl is just setting herself up for failure every time. What is she talking about? I would love to know what she does for a living. Do you make your own money, ma'am? Because here's the thing, you guys. I feel like it's fine to have standards. It's fine to be like, listen, you need to be on a certain level. But if that's all you talk about and that's all, like you can find that out as you're getting to know people and you can eliminate or, do whatever you need to do. But for her to just be pretty much showing her hand every time she talked to somebody is just no good. And for that to be your sole purpose, like if you a woman that's really making your own money, that's not your focus. It really isn't. Like you're just not like, oh my God, are you going to spoil me? Because goddamn it, I spoil myself. Honestly, standards and high maintenance and all that or whatever. I'm gonna spoil myself. I'm gonna get it for myself or whatever. So I don't need to find out firsthand. Like you'll find out later on, like I said. You don't need to sit there and just be like, can you spoil me? Are you gonna do this for me? Are you gonna do that for me? I want to know what she do for a living. Bottom line. Oh, the other person they don't like, of course, is Z. They said, when she was put on the bottom, her whole demeanor changed. Like she is shut off. And yeah, she's shut off. She's old looking. She's a little boring. She can't dress. Let's just get rid of Z. What's his name? The creepy guy doesn't like Jeffrey because he says she's too conservative. And I'm like, no, sir. She just don't like the fact that you're creepy. How about that? Who else doesn't like who? I think that's one of them doesn't like Jonique, the Around the Way Girl Part 2. So that's fine. I feel like it's gonna be Z and the other girl, the gold digger on the bottom. All right, you guys, we're almost done. We find out that the guys get a lifeline again. Remember that season where they were able to save someone? So they can save someone again. However, it has to be unanimous and they can only do it one time. I feel like it's way too soon to save someone. They don't even know these women. They don't care about them that much. So I don't think it's going to be used because he's like, you can use it now if you need to. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, let's find out who's going home. We are sending the two men. I'm not sure which two men. I paused it, y'all, on the date. So when we come back, we will be wrapping up. Uh, uh, uh. Z is on a date with Blake. I was like, oh, that is the death walk. He does not want to date you again, ma'am. That means you're going home. You are out of here. And she even said, oh, I want to date with Blake again. Like, who? Yeah, it's over, ma'am. She should already know. I can't believe they actually picked him because, oh, let me say, in the deliberation, Tommy said something that was very profound. Blake is going in and in on how, on and on rather, about how he had to just pull stuff from her and to the point where, it became like an interrogation. And Tommy said, well, do you feel like she enjoyed you? And he said, probably not. And I'm like, that's right, Tommy. Turn that shit around. Do you really think she enjoyed being interrogated by you? Do you think that shit was hot? Because it wasn't. So yeah, you already know these two would never go on a date again. So the fact that they are here again, I feel like it's going to be her. Oh my God, y'all. What the hell was that she just did? Oh my God, the producers are so foul. So basically, we wrapping up with the firehead guy talking to the gold digger, and basically she's in her confessional like, if you can't afford me, just say that. So she's not gonna be here long, but she ends up staying. So fine. And of course, what's his name? And he's very weird himself. Blake is telling Z that she's not ready to love because she's not open enough or whatever. And like as she was talking to him before, when they were just, I guess, just talking, shooting the shit, he's looking off into space and just very awkward as well. So he's very weird and awkward as well. So put two awkward people together and that's exactly what we get. But when it's time to go, they ask Z if there's anything she want to say, and this fool starts singing. And not well at all. And then it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, she's just like, what's next? And I'm like, oh my God, why did they include that? They so foul. And then she does this, her awkward laugh where she's the only one laughing. And I can't believe they left that in. But you guys, I wasn't mad at it. Like, it's better than it has been. So I'm not mad at this season so far. So I will see you guys for the next one. We'll talk about it. Let me know what you guys think. How are you liking the couples? Who's your favorite? Who's your least favorite? Let's talk about it. If you are still here, you are the real MVP. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches. Oh, no. I have to say, if you are not already, please consider subscribing and like the video. It does wonders for my analytics, honestly, if you could. And yeah, let's talk about some things, you guys. All right, see you guys in the next video. Smooches.